Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel and a little video about a relatively new purchase, a new fragrance that I literally bought I think a week ago and I have just not stopped wearing it. It's this one, the Byredo Sunday Cologne. Byredo is one of the kind of fairly trendy niche perfumers that is becoming quite popular, I think, at the moment. I believe a Swedish firm. I may be wrong about that. And I've had a couple of bottles. The first one that I bought was a fragrance called Bal d'Afrique. And I really loved it when I smelt it on somebody else, and I tried it on and I walked around for a bit and I liked it and I bought it. And I still like it, but I found it was a little too overpowering for me to wear. And so I actually got rid of that one. My second Byredo fragrance was this one, Have Ghost, which I bought this time last year. And you can see that I really like it. In fact, I bought it in November. I bought it around my mother's birthday trip. Really enjoyed wearing that. And I got a sample fairly recently for this one, Sunday Cologne, and absolutely loved it. So I had some tokens for Liberty of London. They're one of the stockists for Byredo in London. It's a fearfully expensive range. This size, which is the smaller size, retails at £90, and I had £40 worth of tokens, so at least that got me this bottle for £50, which was acceptable. What I like about the Byredo range as a whole is I think they have amazing last by and large, and most of them have a very powerful silage, or you can really smell them away from the body. Mojave Ghost is actually much fainter than the other ones that I've tried. I don't mind that. It's kind of more intimate fragrance. This one, Sunday Cologne, I think definitely has an excellent silage and really long lasting. Let's talk a little bit about the packaging before I tell you about the notes of this one. They come in these really nice quality white and black boxes. What is it about me and white and black? It's just struck me now as I'm looking, because I really like the bottles. That again, it's a similar sort of packaging to Chanel, isn't it? The black and white, and the same with Byredo. Comes in a very substantial box. They're all the same for all of the perfumes, and then there's like a sleeve over it that comes with the particular one that you've bought. So, cologne, what's it all about? Cologne, I think, is a little misleading. It is a cologne, but it's not one of those kind of, what's the word, generic, boring colognes that there are too many of. It's definitely a unisex fragrance. Men could wear this. I think some people would call it more masculine than feminine, but I don't get into all that with fragrances. It's described, I think, on most of the notes I've looked at as a woody aromatic. I actually do think it's a kind of woody, spicy citrus, which is probably why I like it, because wood, spice and citrus are all notes that I tend to like. So when they're all thrown together, that's a good thing. Although when I look at the individual notes, it's kind of slightly surprising that I like this so much. The top notes are cardamom, bergamot and star anise, so no problem there. I generally like bergamot because I'm a citrus fan. The middle notes, however, are lavender, geranium and incense. I have to be careful with lavender. I sometimes like it, but I'm not a great fan of it in fragrances. I like lavender, the plant. Geranium I often like, but it's a very powerful fragrance, I think. Base notes, however, are vetiver, patchouli and oak moss. I tend not to like patchouli, although as a base it's less of a problem. And vetiver I can have problems with. It smells sometimes a bit soapy to me if it's too high in the mix. But again, as a base note, it can work. So I think it's a good illustration of how, if you read about a fragrance, sometimes when you know about the kind of notes that you like and you read about them as dominant notes in a description, you think, oh, I'm not going to like that fragrance. But it is all about the mix, I have to say. Now, to me, this fragrance definitely has a citrus blast, and I would say it was more a kind of lime. Yeah, lime more than grapefruit, not lemon, not orange. It hasn't got that sweetness, it's got the sharpness, but a kind of subtle sharpness that I think I associate with lime. There's definitely wood in there. I'm really surprised that there's no sandalwood in the notes, because I get sandalwood, but they don't say that's in the notes. It definitely dries down as more woody and spicy. The citrus kind of blows off a little bit, but not too quickly. And what I love about this is, although it does dry down, as I say, to be a more subtle woody fragrance, it does retain pretty much the fragrance as you first smell it, whereas some fragrances completely change on the chemistry of your skin. This one doesn't. I think that's probably quite symptomatic of a cologne. They tend to, in my experience, stay a little unchanged on the skin. I've read reviews about this that say it's not very long lasting. I can't believe that, because on me this is one of the most long lasting perfumes I've worn for a long, long time. I can still smell this 10, 12 hours after a full day. I don't take this to work with me, so it spritzes on at 5:30 in the morning, and I'm not coming back till 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night. And it may be much fainter then, but it's definitely there until I bathe. And in fact, sometimes even after I've washed, I can still smell it. That may be a bit because I've been repeatedly wearing it over the past week since I bought it. But having said that, it's not overpowering, it's not in your face, it's just a pleasant fragrance to have. I think it's work appropriate. Again, a lot of people talk about it as being very appropriately named Sunday cologne, as being a kind of leisure, casual fragrance. I certainly don't think it's a dressy, go out for a date, evening party fragrance. Definitely not that. But I do think it's more versatile than just a casual fragrance. I think it's a very kind of professional, clean, uplifting work fragrance as well. So that's why I'm really, really enjoying it. As I say, I would be very happy if a man smelled of this. It's definitely uplifting, it's definitely energizing, but it's not too in your face. There's a subtlety and a finesse about it, which makes it, to me, worth the money, because it's an expensive fragrance to have. So if you like citruses, you like woody fragrances, you like the more unisex range of fragrances, you like a more subtle cologne, I guess, this could be one to try. I mean, definitely try, never buy these things just on the basis of what other people tell you or what you read about them. Try and get a sample if possible and wear it more than once, but at the very least, go and have a spritz in the shop at the counter. Don't decide straight away. Walk around at the very least for 20 minutes, but I would say for a couple of hours if possible, or go back another day. Definitely wear on the skin, but also get a spritz on card if you're taking it away, because although you can't smell how the fragrance develops on the skin as well on card, you know, it does remind you of how the first kind of blast of a fragrance smells. So yeah, Byredo, definitely some interesting ones in the range, and I'm definitely loving the Sunday cologne. So until next time, a thumbs up if you like this, please. That helps me a lot. But until next time, bye for now.